Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Boomers Tech Show. I'm Bertrand, where I make technology easy and accessible for everyone. Now, today, I'm diving into something fantastic. I'm starting my very own first episode of Tech Talk Thursday. So, you might be wondering, what is Tech Talk Thursday? Well, Tech Talk Thursday is a new video podcast that I've created specifically for seniors, boomers, and new users of technology. Every Thursday, I'm going to sit here we'll start off with 30 minutes and then we'll go from there. But I'm going to show you how to use all of the different types of tech today that make our life just a little bit easier, but I'm not going to make it complicated. I'm going to make it very simple. I'm going to talk about everything from iPhones to Android phones to Mac computers to Windows computers to television, remote controls, anything that you can think of as far as tech. Hopefully, we'll deal with it on this show. Now, in order for this show to be successful, I'm going to need you to help me to help you. And there are two things that I want you to do. First off, you're going to have to subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Not only subscribe, but also share this channel with others. People of like mind that are having the same types of situations that we're going to review on this channel. And the second, and probably the most important thing that you can do is give me feedback. I need to know, what are you having problems with? What type of text is difficult for you to use? And on this channel, I'm going to help you to find the solution. Now, the way you're going to do that is you're going to leave a comment in the comment section and tell me what problems you're having so I'll know exactly how to cater this show to truly benefit you. Okay, now that's a lot. Now, let's get into what we're going to focus on today. Now, today we're going to really dive into some tips about your iPhone. iPhone is probably one of the most popular phones out there with seniors because, number one, it's very intuitive or it's very easy to use. And secondly, the upgrades, the software updates are not usually that major. They don't update to a point where we can't understand it. However, this year is a little different. But I digress. So, one of the major problems that most people have, especially we seniors and boomers, is a lot of times we have problems seeing the text on the screen. Either the screen is too dark, it's not bright enough, or the text size is too small, making it very difficult to see. So the question is, what if I struggle to read the large text? The answer is you can enable certain features on your phone to make it a whole lot easier. Let me show you how to do it. Okay, so pull out your handy iPhone. So here we're going to focus on adjusting the text size on your phone and the brightness. So in order to do that, the first thing that you're going to want to do is you want to go on your phone. You want to find that settings cog, this little bad boy right here. You want to tap on that. Now, when you tap on it, you want to go down to where it says brightness and display, and then tap on it. So let's talk about this particular setting for a moment. Now, in this particular setting, there are a lot of things that you can focus on. For example, you'll notice right at the top there it says light and dark. Now, it's very self-explanatory. Light means that the screen is going to be light, and of course, dark means that the screen is going to be dark. Now, there are some beneficial reasons for having it dark versus light. For example, for having it dark like this is going to save some battery power. It's not going to drain your battery as fast if you're in the dark mode. However, if you're in the light mode, it's going to be brighter, but of course it's going to drain more battery power. So if battery is a concern for you, then you want to leave it on the dark mode. Now, right below that, you see it says automatic. Now, when you tap on automatic, basically what it does is it's going to determine the brightness of your screen based on the ambient light within the room. So if it's dark in the room, it's going to make your screen brighter. If it's bright in the room, it's going to make your screen darker. So it adjusts to the ambient light. Now I generally leave that on. The next option that you have is you have an option right below it. If you tap on it, what this does is this allows you to really schedule a time to change the appearance automatically on your phone. For example, now from here it says from sunset to sunrise. So with this, my screen is going to automatically adjust from sunset to sunrise. Now, if I want to do something differently, if I want to customize that schedule, I tap customize. And now you can set it up for whatever time you want to of the day, either dark or light. So for example, here at 7 a.m. it's set for dark, for light, and dark at 10 p.m. So now if you want to change that, you simply tap on it and you have this wheel here, and then you could move it to whatever you want it to be to on by simply tapping it and making the adjustment. Okay, so let's go back. Now that's one thing. Now let's talk about text size. Sometimes the text is just too doggone small and you can't see it. Now, some people might say, well, I don't want big text on my phone. First of all, this is your phone. No one has to know how large your texts are on your phone if that's what you're concerned with. So let's figure out how to adjust the text on the phone. So here you go and you tap text size. Now you'll notice at the very bottom, you can start from your left to your right and you can increase the text size to whatever size that fits your fancy. The bigger the size, the more easily you're going to be able to see it. And of course, the smaller the size, the harder it is. Now me, I like to keep my bad boy somewhere there in the middle. Now, the next thing we want to look at is maybe that's not enough. Maybe not only do you want the text to be larger, but you want it to be bold so you can see it. So in order to do that, you tap on bold text. Now you'll notice when I tap on bold text, the text becomes bolder and it is a whole lot easier to see. Okay, now that's one thing that we have problems with, so we've solved that problem. Voice command with Siri is another thing that you can truly take advantage of. And basically what that does is that gives you the ability to ask questions, to send text, or even to set reminders hand-free. For example, all right, here's how I would do this. Now, one way you could use Siri is you could double tap on the screen and you'll notice that Siri comes up. And then you ask it a question. Hey Siri, when do the Pittsburgh Steelers play again? And boom, shakalaka, it gives you the answer. Now watch this. Hey Siri, open YouTube. Wow. You see, hands-free. Siri is an excellent thing that you can use from time to time for just about anything. If you have downloaded the new iOS 18.2, then the control center has totally changed. So let's take a look at the control center and see what we can do to make sure that we understand how to use it and some of the main features that would be beneficial. So to get to the control center is very simple. Take your hand and you swipe from the top of the screen down, and now your control center will come up. Now, these are all of the things that are in the control center. You start out with the basic. You'll notice within the control center, you have your flashlight, your focus. You can turn the brightness up and down on your screen. You can adjust the text size. You can mirror. You can even do quick notes. You can record the screen. All of those things can be set up in the control center. And you can also add stuff like your settings. For example, you have airplane mode, you got Wi-Fi, AirDrop, cellular data, personal hotspot, all of these things that are in the control center. And you notice here on the right-hand side, it shows you exactly what's on. And to quickly get to it, you just simply tap on it. So for example, I'm going to tap on the music icon. Now the music comes up. I'm going to tap on the home icon. Now it takes me to the home, where if I had different devices in here, that would show up. And then go back to the heart, and that's going to take you to your main one. Now, if you want to add something to the control center, you simply tap on the screen and hold it, and then you go down to the bottom and you tap Add Control. Now you can choose the different types of controls that you want to put on here. Let's say, for example, I want to put on, let's go with connectivity. So I tap it, and then you see it's on the screen. Now, you see those hooks on the side, the corner there? If you take that and you drag your finger across it, you can expand that out, or you can make it smaller. So you can make it different sizes, whatever fits your fancy, and then it's there. And then you simply touch the screen again, and now it's there. Now, suppose you want to get rid of those controls. Well, again, it's very simple. Then you tap the screen, and then you tap that minus sign, and now it's gone. So that's the control center. And some of the main controls that I like to focus on with my control centers, I like to make sure I have the flashlight in there. I like focus mode in there. And then I like my brightness, and I like my text, and I like quick notes. Now, quick notes is nice because what that does is that gives me the ability to quickly get to my notes section, and then I can take notes. Okay, so now the next thing that I want to focus on is I want to focus on your battery. I want to show you some things that you can put on here that's going to give you more juice for your use. More juice for your use, okay? So let's do that. All right, so what I want you to do is, again, we want to go to settings and tap on it. And then we want to go back until we see it says battery, and then tap on it. Now here, at the very top, you're going to see battery percentage. So what is that all about? Well, if you turn that on, that's going to let you know exactly how much battery percentage-wise with a numerical number that you have left on your phone. So I'm going to turn that on. And you see when I turned that on, you see up there in the right-hand corner, it changed. It says I have 45%. Now, when I turn it off, it just has the battery with a pictorial representation of the amount of battery I have left. But if I wanted to be more specific and concise, then I'll turn this on, and it's at 45%, which is nice. Now, next we're going to look at the low power mode. And what this does is basically it temporarily reduces the background activity, other words, the apps that are being used in the background to save power. And it fetches mail and stuff like that only periodically until it's fully charged. So you can turn that on. And then let's go down to the bottom. Now, if you ever want to determine whether your batteries is healthy or not, you can look at your battery health. And you tap on this, and it's going to tell you. It says this battery is performing as expected. All right, so I'm at 87% capacity. And this is really a measure of the battery capacity relative to when it was new. Now, if you see something like 60%, 70%, you're getting to a level where it's time for you to either change that battery or get a new phone. Let's go back. Now, if you want to find out what are the battery hogs, what's using the majority of the power on your phone, and that way you can limit those apps by turning them off or not using them as much. You'll notice here it says ChatGPT at 20%, Safari at 10%. So it's letting me know all of the various things that my phone is being used and what's basically using the majority of my battery's power. So I need to cut back on my ChatGPT if I want to save some power. And here it says my screen is active, wow, for 19 hours and 12 minutes. And it's idle for 1 hour and 16 minutes. So I use my phone quite a bit. And you can also go, let's look at the charging. Here's a little charging tip that you can use. Okay, so tap charging. Now, you can limit your charging to 95% is where I generally put mine to. And what that does is that's going to, over the long run, save your battery, allow your battery to be used for a longer period than it would normally be used. And you can also choose clean energy charging if you want to. And what that does is it's going to find the optimal time of night to charge your battery when the electricity is at an optimal level for you to be able to use it. So that's basically good for an environment. Now, if you have one of the newer iPhones, I think you start with the iPhone 15, the one with the action button on it. That action button is a very nifty, neat little gadget to have. So let me show you why. So let's go to settings. And let's scroll down to where it says action button. Now here you got so many different actions that you can use this for. So basically what that means is when you click that button, it's going to automatically do whatever action that you put into it. So for example, you can start with a silent mode, which would put your phone in a silent mode. You can focus mode. You can use it for a camera, so it's going to take photos. You can use it for the flashlight, or to recognize music, to translate, or the magnifier. And this is the one that I really like to use mine for. So for example, I got it set to magnifier. So now when I click my action button, the magnifier is going to come on. Isn't that neat? Wow, that's so nice. I really like that. So while we're here, let's talk about this. This is probably one of the neatest features that you have on your iPhone. It's very helpful, especially for seniors. A lot of times you get stuff that's just too small that you can't read. So let's look at this for a few minutes here. Now this magnifier, it gives you the ability to, of course, increase by taking your finger and zooming it in and out. You can increase the letters. Make it bigger so you can read it. So you'll notice down here at the bottom, you have different things that you can do. This is a magnifier. That's where you can get front, which will take your front-facing camera. You can go close up, which will get closer, or you can go auto. Next to it, you have your brightness. You can increase the brightness or decrease it. Next to it, you have filters. You got various filters that you can go through and get various color gradations or color in a color spectrum. And then next to it, you have your flashlight. Now, if you want to take a picture, you simply tap capture and it'll take a picture, and then you can just pinch the zoom to blow it up. So that in itself is very nice, very neat. And again, I got it set with my action button on the side. Well, now, that's a wrap for today's episode. Now, we hope that these tips help you to feel more confident using your iPhone. Join us next time as we explore more tech tips. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button to the Boomers Tech Show podcast. Every Thursday, we're going to talk about some tips. And again, if you want me to help this channel grow, I need to know what you want me to show in the show. So let's go. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.